Archangel Michael says, it's an emergency, heartbreaking news is coming to your home. The one who hurt you is, open this now. My precious child, stop everything just for a moment. I need your whole heart with me now. I know life is moving fast, and your mind has been carrying so much, but what I have to say can't be pushed aside anymore. This is urgent, it's about the one who caused you pain, real pain, and something tied to them, is making its way to your home. The silence that's lingered, like a shadow on your doorstep, is about to be broken. I am Archangel Michael, I only speak when heaven commands it. And today I've been sent with a message, that's not ordinary. This is a divine warning, wrapped in compassion. A heartbreak is approaching, but this time it won't be silent. It will show up in your world directly. The person who once left you in tears, when they should have kept you safe, the one who vanished, when you needed them the most, the one who lied and never admitted it, yes, that person is about to be revealed. And your heart must be ready. I know this isn't easy to receive, I feel your breath getting short. You're asking yourself who it is, what it means, when it will arrive. But I didn't come to scare you, I came to prepare you. What's coming isn't only painful, it's also a hidden blessing. What's been buried in the dark, is about to be illuminated. Before we continue, take a second. If your heart is racing, if something inside you feels stirred, that's not random. That's divine alignment. Don't ignore it. Subscribe now, yes now, because this message is being delivered once and once only. Heaven is watching, who pauses to listen, and who scrolls past the whisper of the Spirit. Let the angels see your faith, I'm listening. Now let's move forward. That person who wounded you, thought you'd never rise again. They believed your spirit would stay crushed, that their absence would be the end of your story. But God rewrote it, heaven held you, I watched over every tear that fell, every time you whispered, why in the dark? I recorded each one. And now something is shifting. A text, a phone call, a message, or maybe even a face-to-face encounter, it's all forming in motion. What they did behind your back, what they thought you'd never discover, it's on its way to the surface. The one who caused the pain, they're growing afraid. They know the secrets they hid are unraveling. Their spiritual alarms are going off. They sense that you're waking up, that you're no longer in the dark, and yes, they're scared. I, Archangel Michael, was sent ahead of this time. I've seen their shame in their silence. I've seen how they dodge your name in conversations. How they secretly check to see if you're okay without them. How they speak about regret to others but never to you. But the time for hiding is over. Something beyond them is going to bring everything into the light. What's tragic is it didn't have to get here. They were shown mercy, given dreams, inner warnings, nudges to do the right thing. But they turned away. And now the moment they avoided, is standing at their door. But hear this isn't just about pain. This is about release, about understanding why that chapter hurt so deeply, about releasing yourself, from the invisible weight that's gripped your heart, every time you looked back. God is preparing you, not to collapse, but to let go. What's arriving, through a letter, a message, a knock, a symbol, it's heaven's way of opening the last door that's held you back. You've asked God for answers, this is one. Not in the form you imagined, but in the way your soul needs. The one who hurt you is no longer just dealing with guilt, they're facing what they sowed. And while they try to outrun truth, the truth is running faster. You might feel overwhelmed, angry, sad, confused. Let it move through you, like passing clouds. Because beyond that storm is clarity, after the truth, there's peace. But now I need you to stay soft, open, grounded. Don't close your heart again, don't lock the door out of fear. Because when truth knocks, you'll need an open heart to receive it fully. Your life is about to shift, not in the distant future, but now. Right now. That's why you're reading this. That stirring in your chest, that's not random. God is speaking, the angels are circling, you are not, and never were alone. We were with you through the nights you broke down, the nights you said, I can't do this anymore. We heard you. And this message, it's the proof you were never forgotten. You deserve the truth, you deserve peace, you deserve justice, and you deserve a love that doesn't vanish when life gets hard. This person may try to come back, not because they've changed, but because they're scared of the truth catching up. Don't confuse fear with love. Let truth lead you now, let me protect you, let your faith walk you into your final closure. Soon you'll whisper, now I understand, and your soul will release a breath, it's held for too long. This is not your ending, this is a beginning, reborn through revelation. Because the pain that's about to knock on your door, is not your undoing, it's your awakening. Hold steady, breathe, be alert. Because all of this, every word, every sign, every beat of this moment, is happening quicker than you think. And now as your soul leans forward, I'll tell you what I see ahead, a delivery of truth, wrapped not in paper, but in divine timing. You may hear a voice you never thought would return. You might read words you never expected to see. But this time you'll stand differently. Not broken, not unsure, but aware, empowered, and guided by something far greater than pain, your purpose. Let what's coming come. And when it arrives, meet it with the strength you've built in silence. You may cry, that's okay. Let every tear be a release of old weight, of old memories, of expectations that were never met. Let it all fall away. You've carried it long enough, and heaven says it's time to set it down. The pain that once silenced your voice, will now become the strength that speaks through your story. The ache that sat in your chest for years, will be replaced by a calm so deep, it will feel like coming home to yourself. And as you stand in that moment of truth, where the past meets the present, and no more pretending can exist, remember this, you are not who they tried to make you believe you were. You are not too emotional, you are not too much, you are not unworthy. You were simply too divine, for the space they were willing to offer. And now heaven is preparing a new table for you. A table where your name is spoken in honor, not erased in shame. A space where your heart is safe, not used. A season where the right ones show up, and the wrong ones cannot return. Archangel Michael says, this is the turning. The point where the road bends, and the shadows fall behind you. And as you step into this light, the truth that is coming will no longer scare you. It will steady you. It will feel like you finally understand what your soul has been whispering all along. That the confusion wasn't yours, that the pain was not a punishment, that your journey wasn't a mistake. It was a refining, a sanctifying, a divine reshaping of your heart into something stronger, wiser, more beautiful than ever before. God says, I've seen your sleepless nights, I've heard your unspoken questions, I've watched as you kept loving, kept forgiving, kept hoping, even when it felt like no one saw you. But I saw you. And what's coming to your home now is not another wound, but a revelation. A sacred unveiling, the truth delivered in perfect timing, wrapped in divine love. So when that moment comes, when the knock arrives, or the message is delivered, or the words are finally spoken, breathe deep. Don't let fear rise up, let faith rise up. Don't brace for pain, make space for clarity. Because this time you will not be shaken, you will be centered, and the one who once broke your trust, will finally realize that they never broke you. Yes, child, they thought you would crumble, but instead you rose. You rebuilt, you blossomed in silence, in stillness, in secret. And now the fruit of your endurance is about to be seen. Not for revenge, but for restoration, for justice, for truth that sets the captives free, including you. There may still be moments that sting, you may hear things that reopen old wounds. But let that pain pass through you, without staying. Let it move like a wave, that washes over, but does not pull you under. Because this time you know how to swim, this time you know who you are, and nothing anyone says can steal what God has already confirmed about you. Archangel Michael says, I will be there. When the door opens, when the message comes, when the silence breaks. I will be standing between you and the pain, between your past and your peace, between the lies and your new life. Because your heart is guarded now, not by walls, but by wisdom, not by fear, but by faith, and you are no longer the version of yourself, who tolerated less than what you deserved. You are healed, or healing, and that's enough. You are free, or learning how to be, and that's sacred. You are loved, beyond what any human could show you, and that love will lead you, even when the path feels unclear. Now listen closely. There will be temptation, to reopen the door you just closed, to revisit the chapter God already ended, to try and make sense of what was never meant to be understood. Don't let it go. Let the truth be the closure, let peace be your answer, let divine justice be your validation. You don't need revenge, you need release. You don't need their apology, you need your alignment. Because what's waiting for you, after this heartbreak, is not just healing, it's joy. Deep soul-filling joy. The kind that doesn't come from another person's presence, but from your own presence, fully rooted in divine truth. The kind of joy that no one can take, no betrayal can shake, no silence can dull. And when it arrives, you'll look back and say, now I see, now I understand, why it had to break, why it had to end, why it had to fall apart. You'll stop asking why it happened, and start thanking heaven that it did. Because the pain pushed you into purpose, the heartbreak humbled you into holiness, and the silence sent you straight into the arms of your Creator. So don't fear what's next, anticipate it, prepare for it, like a guest you've been waiting your whole life to meet. Open your heart, set the table, light the candles of your faith. Because truth is coming, and with it a freedom like you've never known. This is your unveiling, your ascension, your divine reveal. The moment where your past no longer holds the mic, where your future starts speaking louder than your fear, where heaven confirms what your soul already suspected. You were chosen, protected, held. And even when they couldn't see your worth, God did. Even when they turned away, He stayed. And even when you thought you'd never recover, He already had a plan for your rising. And now is the time. Let the heartbreak come, let the truth be told, let the pain pass through. And then let it all go. Because what's coming to your home isn't just a message, it's a movement, a shift in the atmosphere, a realignment of your destiny. And you, child of God, are ready. Stay open, stay anchored, stay faithful. The light is at your door. You're not behind, you're not broken, you're not forgotten, you're not overlooked. Everything you went through was not wasted, every tear you cried watered the soil of your future, every sleepless night carved out space in your soul for deeper joy, every unanswered question made room for a more meaningful answer. You are exactly where you're supposed to be, not by accident, but by divine orchestration. The road wasn't easy, because the calling on your life isn't small. The pain wasn't random, it was preparation, the delay wasn't denial, it was divine timing being set in place. What God is doing in you now is sacred, it's personal, it's detailed. You may not see it fully yet, but heaven has already seen the full picture. You're not chasing love anymore, you're not begging for clarity anymore, you're not waiting to be chosen. You are already chosen, God chose you before anyone else had the chance to confuse you. And now He is pulling you out of everything that made you doubt that. That's why you feel the shift, that's why you feel the urge to let go, even without all the answers. That's why some things aren't sitting right in your spirit anymore, because your spirit is aligning with truth. And truth doesn't need evidence, when God confirms it. That gut feeling you've had, that whisper in your chest, that thing you kept pushing down, because you wanted to see the best in them. That was me, says God, that was your spirit recognizing dishonor, sensing the cracks before they shattered. You didn't want to believe it, and that's okay. Your love was real, your loyalty was sincere. But now your wisdom is catching up to your heart, and you're ready to walk in alignment, not attachment. You're ready to release what you once clung to, out of fear of losing everything. Child, what you're about to gain is greater than what you feared losing. What's ahead will not require begging, proving, or performing. What's ahead will meet you with peace, with honor, with stability. But you must make space for it, you must be willing to stop reopening a door that God is trying to close gently. You must be brave enough to stop peeking back at what tried to destroy you, just because it once made you feel seen. You must remember, real love does not make you feel small, it does not confuse you, it does not disappear when it gets hard. What's coming will not mirror what hurt you. What's ahead won't remind you of the pain you had to heal from. That's how you'll know it's different, that's how you'll recognize it, that's how God works, He brings restoration that feels like rest, not chaos. The ones who left, they served their purpose. The lies, the betrayal, the silence, they were all teachers. But class is dismissed, the lesson is over. And the test, you passed it. You didn't lose yourself in the darkness, you didn't become bitter, when you had every reason to. You stayed soft, you stayed open, you kept your heart available to love, even while it was healing. And that's why heaven is rejoicing, that's why your next season will feel so weightless. Because the heaviness is lifting, the spiritual fog is clearing, the karmic cycles are closing. You've graduated, beloved, you've crossed over. You don't need to explain your peace, you don't need to apologize for your boundaries, you don't need to justify your growth, to anyone still committed to misunderstanding you. Now you walk forward with quiet strength, with deep trust, with the kind of confidence that doesn't need to be loud. The truth will do the talking, the healing will show, the joy will radiate. And they will see it, yes, even the ones who thought you wouldn't survive without them. They will watch you bloom, in places they tried to bury you. They will see your glow from afar, a glow they can't touch anymore, because God has placed a hedge around you. Archangel Michael stands by that hedge, sword drawn, not to threaten, but to protect. You are not for everyone anymore, your energy has been refined, your access has been restricted, your peace has become priority. And not everyone is allowed to enter. You've cried your final tears, for people who were never ready to hold your heart. You've mourned long enough. Now it's time to live, now it's time to laugh without guilt, to love without fear, to lead with your full light, unmuted, unshaken, unashamed. This is your holy comeback, this is your divine reversal, this is the season where you get to look back and say, that almost broke me, but it didn't. That almost crushed me, but I stood. And now you rise, now you rebuild, now you receive everything that's been waiting, behind the closed doors. The real love, the deep peace, the overflowing abundance, the unshakable clarity. It's all coming, and it's coming soon. So take a breath, let go of the weight, release the ache, make space, because God is not done. No, He's only just begun. And what He's preparing for you, will not be rushed, will not be stolen, and will not resemble anything you lost. Because this is restoration, this is sacred recovery, this is divine alignment. You didn't just survive, you're about to thrive. Keep walking, child, keep trusting, heaven is not just watching, heaven is moving. The floor beneath your past is cracking, not to make you fall, but to release you, from what was never stable to begin with. The truth isn't coming to destroy your peace, it's arriving to protect it. So do not close your heart now, do not tighten your grip on what God is trying to release from your hands. The chains that once made you think their absence would break you, are now proving just how whole you are without them. This isn't about just surviving heartbreak, this is about discovering how divine you truly are, when you're no longer bending to be loved. You're stepping into a space, where validation isn't borrowed from broken people. You're stepping into a realm, where peace is no longer momentary, but permanent. And Archangel Michael stands at your side, ensuring no shadow from your past dares follow you, into the light of what's next. Yes, you might still feel echoes of that pain, yes, your body may still remember the betrayal. But your spirit is already ascending. It has outgrown the stories that kept repeating, and now you're stepping into a version of you that knows better, that loves deeper, that says no with sacred conviction. Let this heartbreak come, and do its holy work. Let it rip away every illusion, let it shatter every lie, that once kept you believing you had to earn love by shrinking. That season is over. This pain is not punishment, it's prophecy. It's heaven confirming that you have finally broken the loop, and you won't go back again. You can't, you've come too far, you've grown too much, you've prayed too many nights for clarity, and now the answer is knocking. And what a holy answer it is. The moment will come, it might feel like a rush of emotions, or a still quiet knowing, or someone's trembling voice, attempting to mend what they shattered. But however it comes, don't let it undo the healing you've already begun. Don't let their regret become your burden. They can be sorry, but you don't have to go back. They can cry, but that doesn't mean your peace must be sacrificed again. You're not unkind for protecting your joy, you're not heartless for guarding your light, you're finally choosing yourself, the way God always wanted you to. Archangel Michael says, heaven doesn't waste pain. Every tear you cried was a seed, every sleepless night watered it. And now the harvest is on its way. A harvest of truth, of restoration, of divine love, that doesn't leave you questioning your worth. You are going to be seen for who you really are, without having to explain, convince, or beg. So keep breathing, keep your spirit open. Don't let this moment scare you, let it shape you. Because what's coming next will require the version of you that has learned how to let go with grace. The person who once hurt you is being made aware, slowly, heavily, that they lost something heaven had given them. Not because God is cruel, but because God protects His chosen, and you, beloved, are chosen. This message isn't here to reawaken the ache, it's here to remind you of the glory that rises after the ache. The kind of beauty that can only come from ashes, the kind of strength that can only come from surrender. You are being positioned now, everything is aligning. And what felt like a rejection, is being revealed as redirection. You're being steered away, from small love, weak loyalty, and temporary affection, and being placed in front of someone, who can actually see the weight of your spirit and stay. So when the silence breaks, when the news arrives, when the moment unfolds, I want you to hold your head high. Not because you're trying to prove your strength, but because your healing is proof enough. You are whole now, and nothing they say can unmake that wholeness. Archangel Michael says, you're not meant to live in question marks, you're meant to walk in declarations. You are a divine declaration of grace, endurance, and transformation. Let this be the last time your love is misplaced, let this be the last chapter, where your tears fall without answers. Let this be the moment, where your heart stops chasing what can't even hold it. Because, child of God, someone is coming, not just with good intentions, but with good action. Someone who doesn't just say they love you, but shows it every day without hesitation. But before they can arrive, the door behind you must close completely. Not halfway, not with one foot still in, fully, completely. And that's what this heartbreak is here to help you do. You're being lifted out of limbo, the fog is clearing, the weight is lifting, and your angels are already singing over your future. Yes, you'll grieve a little more, yes, you'll still miss what could have been. But you will no longer bow to it, you will no longer worship the fantasy of someone who never deserved your loyalty. Instead, you will rise in truth, you will live in alignment, and you will dance finally, in the light of real, honest, soul-rooted love. So breathe, beloved, the pain won't last, but your healing, it will echo through generations. And your peace will be the loudest thing in the room, when the final word is spoken. Keep walking forward, you're almost there. Stay awake now, child, because what's coming is not just for your ears, it's for your destiny. It's not just a message, it's a release. It's heaven's way of making sure you never doubt your worth again. You are not behind, you're not delayed, you're exactly where you need to be, to receive this truth. You've cried enough tears, over people who couldn't hold space for your soul. But now your soul is making space for joy, for peace, for a future that doesn't carry the weight of their silence anymore. You're not crazy for feeling like something was always missing, you were just spiritually aware. You were sensing what others were pretending didn't exist. The lies, the half-truths, the confusion, it wasn't your mind playing tricks. It was your spirit calling out for the truth. And now the answer is on its way. The confusion is lifting, like fog at dawn, and in its place clarity will rise. A clarity that won't need explanation or apology, a clarity that speaks louder than any excuse. The betrayal didn't break you, it built you. It carved you into someone who now sees beyond surface smiles, someone who listens to energy, not just words, someone who knows when peace is missing, even in the silence. This is the version of you that cannot be fooled again, this is the version heaven was waiting for. And that's why you're being prepared, not for more pain, but for more purpose. You've carried them far enough, you've bled in silence for too long. But now your healing will be loud. Not in shouting, but in radiance. You will glow differently, people will see it, they'll feel it. They won't be able to place what changed, but you'll know it was the moment you let truth walk through your door, and sweep the lies out for good. Archangel Michael says, this is a holy disruption. This heartbreak is heaven's intervention. The message that's coming, though painful, is prophetic. It's not here to hurt you, but to shift you. And what a shift it will be. It will open your eyes to what you were never meant to tolerate again, it will free your mind from the looping thoughts, it will settle your heart from the storms it's carried. You are being called into alignment. God says, my child, I have watched your tears fall like sacred prayers. I have seen you hold back your voice, to keep the peace. I have seen you question your value, because someone else couldn't see it. But I saw it, I always did. And now I'm showing you why I had to separate you, not to punish you, but to preserve you. And now here comes the peace, not because the person came back to fix it, but because you finally accepted that they couldn't. You're not being cruel by walking away, you're being kind to your future. You're not being cold by going silent, you're protecting the warmth of your soul. You are allowed to stop dancing, for someone who never heard the music in your heart. You are allowed to say, this is not how I want to be loved. You are not hard to love, you were just loving someone who wasn't ready. And it's not your job to wait for them to grow, it's your job to grow anyway. And you You bloomed in darkness, you found your voice in the echo of abandonment, you found your truth in the hush of heartbreak. That's what makes you holy, that's what makes you chosen, that's what makes you rise now unshaken. When that message arrives, whether it's a text, a phone call, or a whisper in the spirit, receive it with calm. Not because it doesn't hurt, but because you've outgrown needing answers from broken people. You have answers from God now. You have peace that doesn't need to be approved, you have clarity that doesn't need to be explained. Your peace is no longer up for debate. And child, let's be clear, you are not bitter, you are not closed, you are not unlovable. You are discerning now, you are careful with your light, you are protective of your energy, you are aware of your worth. And that makes you powerful, that makes you magnetic, that makes you ready for the love, that won't have to hurt to feel real. This isn't about who did what to you, this is about who you're becoming because of it. You are not a victim of your story, you are the victory in it. You're the chapter they didn't expect, the one where the wounded rise, the one where the quiet becomes the storm, the one where the overlooked becomes the blessing they can never touch again. Archangel Michael reminds you, the same way heaven exposed the lie, it will now usher in the truth. And this truth will do what the lie never could, it will set you free. You are not meant to be confused anymore, you are meant to walk boldly, knowing that your love is not a liability, it's a gift. And the next time you give it, it will be to someone who cherishes it, protects it, multiplies it. Someone who won't wait until you leave, to value your presence, someone who sees you fully the first time. And they are coming, but not before this heartbreak teaches its final lesson. So don't resist the ache, let it pass through. Don't resist the message, let it land. Don't resist the shift, let it carry you. Because when this chapter closes, you're not just turning a page, you're stepping into a whole new book. One not written by betrayal, but by blessing. Not edited by pain, but authored by peace. Not haunted by memories, but fueled by hope. This is where it changes, this is where the confusion ends, this is where the true love begins, with you, within you, around you. The kind of love that doesn't require suffering as proof, the kind of love that doesn't confuse chaos for passion, the kind of love that God wrote with your name in it, from the very beginning. And that's the love you're walking into now, step by step, breath by breath, truth by truth. Because heaven isn't just sending you a message, heaven is sending you home to yourself, to your peace, to your divine inheritance. The wait is over, the time is now, you are ready. Only truth can live here now, only joy can breathe here, only peace can rest its head. You've earned this space, this sacred stillness. Not by being perfect, but by being real. Not by being unbreakable, but by choosing to rise again and again, even when broken. And now heaven surrounds you, not with noise, not with chaos, but with the kind of silence that heals, the kind that tells you, you made it, you're here, and you're not going back. Not to confusion, not to begging for clarity, not to questioning your own worth. That version of you, the one who accepted crumbs, is gone. You've been refined by fire, reshaped by truth, and reborn in strength. This is not just the end of a cycle, it is the rebirth of your soul's vision. Your spiritual alignment has arrived. What once drained you will now repel from you, what once hurt you will now feel your glow, and what once broke you will now witness the power of your restoration. You are no longer walking wounded, you're walking with wisdom. You're not dragging pain behind you, you're walking forward with lessons etched in light. The echoes of betrayal no longer live in your chest, they've been replaced with divine direction. And this direction, it doesn't ask you to look back, it doesn't ask you to wait for closure, it only asks that you trust what you already know in your spirit, that it's over, that they had their chance, that their part in your story has closed. The person who made you question everything, now watches from a distance, as heaven writes you forward. They won't understand how you're smiling again, they won't understand how you forgave what they never apologized for. But they'll feel it, the absence of your light will be their greatest lesson. Because love like yours, presence like yours, spirit like yours, it doesn't come twice. They lost something sacred, when they let you go. But you, beloved, didn't lose, you were set free. And that freedom is glowing through your spirit now. It's in the way you talk to yourself, it's in the way you carry your head high without explanation, it's in the way you let peace speak louder than pain ever did. Archangel Michael says, you are now a vessel of divine clarity. You are no longer a prisoner of their silence, you're no longer begging God for answers, you already carry inside you. You don't need their words, you don't need their version, you don't need their permission, to live fully again. The time has come to celebrate yourself, not in arrogance, but in holy awe. Because everything they said would break you, healed you. Every delay became protection, every closed door became divine redirection, every silent night became a conversation, between you and heaven. And now you're not asking for proof, you are the proof. The proof that healing is possible, that joy can rise from sorrow, that love, when it's divine, starts from within. God says, this was always the plan, to separate you, to sanctify you, to heal you in private, so you could shine in public. They don't know the tears you cried, but heaven caught every single one. They don't know the nights you begged for answers, but God was always listening. And now the answers are showing up, not as words, but as transformation, as freedom, as peace. This is your confirmation, you didn't imagine it, you didn't exaggerate it, it really did hurt, it really did break you, but it also really did shape you. You are not bitter, you're better, you are not wounded, you're wise, you're not angry, you're awake. And this awakening, this deep inner knowing, it's what keeps your spirit steady, while the old parts of your story try to echo back. But they have no power anymore, because you're not standing in that room anymore, you've walked through the door, you're in the light now. And Archangel Michael stands at that door, protecting the threshold. No false love can re-enter, no masked intentions can cross, no manipulative apologies can slide through. Only truth walks with you now, only love that builds not bruises, only words that heal not haunt, and only people who are sent, not those who sneak in. As you breathe deeper, as you reclaim your joy, you'll notice something miraculous. You no longer crave their validation, you no longer seek their understanding, you no longer hope they'll come back changed. Because you've changed, and that was the whole point. Heaven didn't want them to change for you, heaven wanted you to change for you, to wake up, to rise up, to step into your divine self. This is your era of no longer settling. This is your season of divine alignment. You are no longer chasing love, you are love. And love attracts truth, love attracts healing, love attracts what mirrors your worth, not what questions it. The days of shrinking to fit are over, the days of silencing your intuition are gone. You now walk boldly, with the voice of God echoing in your chest. And when they look back, they'll see it. They'll see the glow, they'll feel the distance, they'll remember the softness they once held, the gentleness they once dismissed, the loyalty they once took for granted. But it'll be too late, because you're not theirs to hurt again, you are God's to protect now, and you are protecting yourself too. That's growth, that's freedom, that's your divine reward. Let them sit with their choices, let them sit in the silence they created, let them wrestle with the truth they buried. That's no longer your burden, you've put it down, you've picked up purpose now. And purpose doesn't look back, purpose builds, purpose heals, purpose propels you into places, where pain is no longer your teacher, but your testimony. This chapter of your life, it's being written in gold. The ink of heartbreak has run dry. And now every word heaven writes, is dipped in restoration. You are becoming whole, in front of your own eyes. You're watching yourself rise. And this time no one gets to take that from you, no one gets to twist the narrative, because it's no longer a story of loss, it's a story of return, return to self, return to joy, return to peace. You are home now, in your body, in your truth, in your spirit. And from this sacred home, everything will flow differently. Love will meet you differently, opportunities will see you differently, blessings will land differently. Because your energy has shifted. And that shift, it's permanent, it's holy, it's deserved. The heartbreak didn't end you, it uncovered you, and now the real you, the healed you, the whole you gets to live. Stay open, stay soft, stay rooted in what you now know. You are worthy, always were, always will be. And the next chapter, it's already unfolding, in favor, in light, in truth. And now as you stand beneath this open sky, clearer than it's ever been, know this, what you just endured wasn't meant to destroy you, it was meant to awaken you. Not into bitterness, not into resentment, but into deep remembrance of your worth. Because only divine love survives the fire, and you, beloved, are made of that divine love. The heartbreak wasn't the final scene, it was the curtain rising on a new act, and the gate, it's already opened. So now take your hand, and gently place it over your heart. Feel it, really feel it. That rhythm isn't just a beat, it's a covenant. It's God's vow that life is still pulsing through your being, that destiny is still unfolding, even when others chose to exit the story. That beat is the echo of survival, of a soul that refused to be silenced, no matter how loud the storm got. You didn't just survive, you were reborn. The tears you cried, they didn't vanish, they fell with purpose, they nourished the unseen soil beneath your feet. And what's blooming now, this unwavering strength, this gentle steadiness, this sacred clarity, it's the divine harvest. Every seed of sorrow you surrendered to God, has grown in silence. And now the world is about to witness the bloom. The message that's coming, it will feel heavy, it might catch your breath. But it's not here to weigh you down, it's here to free you. It's not punishment, its propulsion, into truth, into peace, into a place where your heart can finally rest. Because sometimes peace only makes itself known, once all illusions have fallen apart. And yes, something sacred is stirring. This isn't just a healing, it's a holy summoning. You're being called to release the version of you that waited too long, that cried too hard, that stayed too hopeful for too little. That part of you served its purpose. But now you're being invited to become the version who no longer waits for recognition, the version who recognizes herself. They know what they lost, don't doubt that. That tug in their chest, that midnight silence that feels heavier now, it's the cost of walking away from a light they never learned how to hold. You were that light, and now that light has grown brighter, steadier, not to scorch, but to warm you from within. You've become a fire that no longer needs to be seen to prove it's burning. When this truth lands, whether in a message, a whispered apology, or a quiet knowing, receive it. Let it move through you, let it speak, let it finish what it came to finish. Because now you understand that real closure doesn't come wrapped in their words, it arrives when you stop looking outside yourself for peace. It blooms when you no longer question your heart's honesty, when you stop replaying what you could have done differently, because deep down you already know, you showed up with love, they didn't. And now something new is coming. Lightness, peace that isn't rehearsed or performed, but lived. Peace that lets you walk into a room, without wondering if they're watching. Peace that lets you sleep through the night, without reaching for your phone. Peace that turns your focus back to you, your growth, your healing, your joy. This is what heaven was waiting for, not their return, your return. To yourself, to your soul, to your divine path. Let them miss you, let them wrestle with their silence. That's not your burden to carry anymore. Your only task now is to embrace what's next. So let the pages turn, let this chapter, this long aching chapter close for good. And let the next one begin, with gratitude that they left. Because their absence was your awakening, their exit made room for the version of you, who says without hesitation, I choose peace, I choose healing, I choose me. And as Archangel Michael stands, his presence strong and steady beside you, his voice fills the space around your heart. You are free now, you are loved now, you are protected now, and you are not going back. This heartbreak, it's the final thread being cut, the final word you never said, now being whispered by heaven itself. It might arrive tonight, it might take a little longer, but it is coming. And when it does, you won't crumble, you'll rise, you'll breathe deeply and speak softly, not to them, but to yourself. I release the weight, I release the pain, I release the story. Because now it's not about them anymore, it's about what God is building within you. A new story, a new song, a new chapter, that never needed their validation to begin. And you, beloved, are healing fast. So fast that you'll look back at this version of yourself, with awe. The one who begged for crumbs, she is no more. Now you are whole, now you are rooted, now you are radiant. And yes, something is coming. Love, purpose, a path so bright, you'll wonder how you ever wandered in the dark. But that darkness, it cleared the way, that heartbreak, it opened the heavens. You are not forgotten, you are not forsaken, you are divinely realigned. And soon you'll be standing, not in brokenness, but in breakthrough. Let the news come, let the truth arrive, let it all pass through you. Because when it does, when it finally releases its grip, you'll be standing in a peace so wide, so quiet, so holy, it will feel like standing inside a prayer answered. And this time the prayer was for you. Amen.